On this episode of Taste This, it's all about risotto with purple kale. Haha, you gotta taste this. Hi, I'm Leo Damien and welcome to Taste This. I've spent much of my life in the kitchen with my large Italian family in Italy and New York. I've worked every position in the restaurant business. I want to show you the heirloom techniques and dishes I've learned from the 8 matron cooks in my family. You gotta taste this. All right, today we're doing a risotto, and it's a risotto with purple kale. It's like that really good, yummy, healthy stuff, and we're gonna put some stuff to make sure it's not too healthy. We're gonna put some mozzarella in there and make it nice and gooey. And let's get started before I just, oh my gosh. All right, so let's get some butter in our pan, a little saucier pan, a little olive oil. We got about, I'd say 1.5 tablespoons of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. And we're using an arborio rice. You want to use an Italian arborio rice, not the regular rice, not a long grain rice, or just a regular arborio rice. Go to the Italian store, but even in a regular store, you'll have these little packages of arborio rice. They're just the right type of grain and just the right amount of starch in there to make this a nice, beautiful, creamy rice dish. So we got our olive oil and our garlic, our olive oil and our butter, and we're going to put our rice in the pan, and we are going to saute up this rice. So the whole trick here is that we want to get the rice golden a little bit, and then we want to add some liquid a little at a time into the rice as it's cooking. Now, I make up a batch of chicken stock, and then I freeze bags of it so that I can just defrost them and have my chicken stock. So I heated up some of my chicken stock, so I've got some really beautiful chicken stock here that's nice and hot. You want to use nice hot chicken stock to put it in here. And you want to just get this risotto cooking up so we get it nice golden. So I would cook up that rice for 4 or 5 minutes or so and see if you can get a little color on the rice. All right, so the rice has gotten a little bit of color after a few minutes cooking, so I'm going to go ahead and put my garlic in there. And then we can put our first ladle of chicken stock in. Maybe put a second ladle in. I'm going to put just enough liquid to cover up that rice. Get a little salt and season up the rice. So just keep ladling in broth as you need it. As it cooks down, you add some more broth. Cooks down, add more broth. And then you can taste it every once in a while and see how the rice is doing to see if it's cooked. And you want the rice a little bit al dente, but you don't want it overcooked. So you can just keep tasting it after a little bit and adjust for seasoning and taste if it's done. And otherwise, just keep the process going, adding a ladle of broth as you keep cooking. All right, so we've been cooking for about 12, 13 minutes or so. So I'm going to taste. Now, it's probably a little over 3/4 done. It's a little crunchy, but it's going to be done in a little bit. It needs a little bit more salt, but we're ready to put our kale in. Now, the next part, the yummy part. We got ourselves about a cup of a firm, fresh mozzarella. We want to make sure that we have these in small pieces, and we want to put about a cup of firm, fresh mozzarella into the rice. Now, after we've blended our kale and our mozzarella all in with the rice, and it's nice and gooey and yummy and everything, and then, oh my gosh, look at this, it's all stringy and full of that melted cheese. And then we go with our Parmesan cheese. We've got about a half cup of grated Parmesan. I just grated some up fresh. All righty, let's plate up some of this yummy Kale has never tasted so good. You will be in heaven when you eat this kale and risotto.
Wow.
You gotta taste this.